Hey, what's going on YouTube? Marine X back at it again. Time to knock out some deals. First off, it may behoove you to become a channel member because they saw these deals well before you. Some of them have expired. Some of them have already been bought up. So it might be something that you may want to consider, but let's just jump right into them. So anything that's left, you might be able to get. The first one here is a Fisker's Hatchet. Now the Fisker's Hatchet, this is a wood splitting small hatchet. It's going to be good for you to maybe keep in your vehicle, keep in your truck, something like that. Any type of emergency, a downed tree limb on the road, you know, it might take a while to hack at it or something like that, but it might be nice to have something than not have anything at all. Or you might want to have this at a campsite. Normally $43.99. This is 30% off, down to $30.99. It looks like, if I look at the pricing, this is actually a pretty good deal. So if you've been trying to, if you're already a fan of Fisker stuff, maybe you can't afford the American made stuff. They make some great stuff. I own one of their malls. It comes with its own little protective sheath. I will grab this up and just kind of keep it with you at the ready to rock and roll. Now the CIVI Cache. Here's the thing. There's sometimes these clickable coupons with CIVI knives. I don't know how they appear, how they select this specific knife. Like this specific color variant is 50% off, but if I were to click on this black color variant, it doesn't have the 50% off clickable coupon. I'm going to post this down here. I think this is a great deal for 50% off. Normally $100. I wouldn't spend $100 on this knife, but $50 on this knife. 14C 28N blade steel. Get some nice Scandinavian blade steel. G10 scales with some nice looking inlays. Nice looking color on those scales themselves. Now you're getting this thing for $50, 3.48 inch blade on there. And it does have just I think this would be something that would be a nice beast of a knife to have for if you're in a gas station knife and you're trying to upgrade yourself a little bit. I think this is the way to go, and you can keep this knife for life and have a pretty good look to it. If you also, as mentioned, you're in that gas station knife, you're trying to get yourself elevated, you can try to get yourself the Kershaw Leak. This is 81% claim, so you might want to stop this video, grab this now while you can. I like the Kershaw Leak. I own it in 14C28N. They make it in Magna Cut now, and this is the one with stainless steel scales. This one specifically is made in the USA. Some Kershaws are not. I believe that Kershaw is a great transition from where you are maybe picked up a knife at a Walmart or an Ace Hardware or something like that, and you're trying to see if you really like EDC. Kershaw makes some really good knives. I'm a big fan of their made in the USA stuff. This is a Ken Onion design, and it does have a small lock at the bottom to kind of keep it from accidentally opening or one of your kiddos from opening this thing up. Normally $53.92. It's down to $47.60. It's 12% savings. A savings is a savings, and obviously people want it because they are snatching this up. 81%. You might want to jump on it while you can. Now listen, I didn't really have an experience with Ace Beam. They sent me the Ace Beam Terminator. I have been loving that thing when I go rucking. It's between the Ace Beam Terminator and the Phoenix PD36R. It's kind of like I'm going back and forth between the two of them. I use the Ace Beam a little bit more because it's smaller. That made me venture and take a look at some of their other stuff. The Ace Beam Pocket Light AA. This thing does go on sale pretty often, but sometimes when the sale's pretty good, you kind of got to go for it. 43% off, $16.95. No one was spending $30 on this thing. It does normally lay around $19.99 if you see these other prices on here. So you're getting a savings of approximately what, like 30% or something like that. But grab this up. This is going to be a great flashlight to keep in your pocket. It's going to have 500 kelvins for the actual, for the light color, 550 lumens max output, depending on the type of battery that you use. I don't know if you can, I think with a AA, you might not be able to get that high. Depends on what battery it comes with for if you can get 550 lumens, but this is a great flash. Yeah. So it comes with a rechargeable flashlight, or you could throw a AA in there. But if you need a flashlight to transition away from using your cell phone, here you go. You're going to be able to find stuff under, your couch, walk yourself to your vehicle. If you're coming from late night, a putt-putt or something like that, or a date night or something like that, illuminate your front door so you can stick the key in there, all that type of stuff versus using your cell phone. And that's a pretty good price. Now we have a leather valet. I like my little leather valets. Okay. I keep one right here. So I have a leather valet. that I use to keep my cigar stuff at my desk. So I'm a big fan of leather valets in my man cave. So when I saw this drop down 50%, I don't know why this specific color is 50%, but hey, I will take it. Leather valet made of real leather. This is what here is, they say desktop storage. I use it for that, but you can use it for whatever you want. You can throw your keys in there when you get home or whatever. Normally $8.09. This is down to $4.49. If you're okay with this color, it's going to get dirty. You're gonna have to clean it with a magic eraser, and you're gonna have to, you know, put some Renaissance wax on there or some beeswax on there eventually. But if you're okay with that, man, I think this is a pretty good deal to be able to keep your small little items organized on top of your desk. The iTech Sling Bag. This thing is back on sale. It hasn't been on sale since late April, so it's not like it's been a long time, but I reviewed this. I think it's a good sling. It is made of like 200D polyester, but it has plenty of storage inside. $35.24. It normally does lay around 41 bucks. So you're getting 25% off a list price. $35 is a pretty good deal on this sling. It can fit a full size 16-ounce water bottle. It can fit a small umbrella in this thing. It has like this secret storage area, and it makes it viable. You can kind of see it right here on the screen. It just makes it more viable to be able to use this thing in more ways than one. I think this is a great starter sling for yourself or for a kiddo if they carry a bunch of stuff to school. Let's just say you're trying to determine if you want to get into the world of having notepads all over the place, right? I got one sitting on my desk just in case I want to take some notes, all different sizes that I keep around. Well, here you go. Write in the Rain, weatherproof soft cover notebook. This is the one. It doesn't have a spiral on it. So if you get this, I recommend a lot of times if you buy these things that you might want to immediately actually take the actual side of it and tape it so it won't start to unbind itself. It has 112 pages in here, 56 sheets technically, but if you write on the front and the back, it's 112 pages, 5 by 3.5. Throw this in a pouch or your back pocket. See if you even like carrying a notebook. If you don't, hey, no harm, no foul. Costs you $9.60, normally $11.60. So you're getting a savings there at about 17%. These wax canvas pouches. I really like these canvas pouches. They come in at 12 inches by 1/2 inch and 7 inch. They look small because of these pictures, but these things are really big. I use these in my truck to keep tools inside, and it's for tools that I don't care if they disappear in my tool bag or my toolbox. And I literally just write right on the top of the bag what's inside with a permanent marker. I don't care because they're so inexpensive. These things are 18 bucks, but I have a coupon down below. I don't know when the coupon expires, so use it as soon as you can. It's going to get you 50% off of these canvas bags. That's going to bring these things down to 9 bucks. You're getting a 4-pack for 9 bucks. They're 16-ounce heavy duty utility things. They're not going to get poked by tools. So you can put keyboards and stuff like that. But I think that's a really good deal. Hopefully it works on all the color variants. You know, this is the color variant they have up here. They also have it in like this deep dark blue and all the other stuff. Try it out. Let me know in the comments down below if it works for you. Knipex 5-inch pliers or wrench or whatever you want to call them. These specifically are my favorite Knipex pliers. I do have the water pump pliers, but I like these a lot because they don't have any teeth on them. They come in handy, especially if you have something quick to do around the house. These normally lay around $76. I don't know if they stay that price all the time. Let's look down here. So no, they don't really, they're never really $76. They normally hover around 46, but for $40.67, that's 47 off list. No one pays list, but you're still getting a deal. Click around and see if any of these other ones are on sale as well, just to see if you might be able to find a good deal. But Knipex pliers, German made, they're really made well, and they're really good to have inside of your DIY kit or whatever you might want to have. Listen, this thing is back on sale. I bought it last time I showed you guys about it, and now that it's back, I have to tell you, I've already used this thing several times, and I've only had it for a little bit over a week. This is a nut and bolt thread checker. This thing comes in handy because you can just check the size of nuts and bolts you have laying around. I have an SDS Max tool. One of the bolts, the actual nut, the actual bolt came off, and I was like, well, I don't know which bolt I should buy. I have the other bolts. So I'm like, well, maybe I could just take it to Home Depot. And I'm like, I forgot I own this thing. So I actually take this. I'm able to thread it up. And so normally $35.99. I do have a coupon down below that's going to knock this thing down an additional 25%. So take that, man, and that's going to knock you down. Save you approximately $6-7 more off of this thing. Keep it in your garage. It's rust proof. You can keep it outside. It's made of rust proof steel. So there you go. Now you can check your own boats and not have to stand around at Ace Hardware, Home Depot, or Lowe's waiting your turn at the common area. Now this is a knockoff iFixit kit. iFixit makes great kits, and I think you should have at least one of these kits laying around because these has the super unique boats that you normally do not buy. Y boats, P2 boats, or bits rather, all those type of bits you normally just don't have laying around. And if you ever have to, like the other day, I had to take apart my daughter's iPhone XR, her screen. It was a very easy task, but you needed a heating pad. You needed all these specific bits. And to have a bit like this laying around saved me over $120. We just had to buy the screen. I already had this set sitting around, and it was kind of therapeutic. Throw on a YouTube video, throw on some music or whatever, make your own repairs on your electronics. This is normally $27. It's now down to $25. But I also have a code down here that's going to get you an additional 34% off. So use that code. I don't know. Hey, listen, like I said, I don't know when these codes expire. So don't get all butthurt if you try one out and it doesn't work. But this is clearly an iFixit kit ripoff. But grab this thing up while you still can. Now, these EverBright headlamps, these are not the type of headlamps that I would particularly use for a get home or a bug out bag. These probably wouldn't be like my first choice for these. But I like the fact that they're $20. I have a coupon to get you 50% off. So now they're $10. You can keep these maybe in your armrest of your vehicle, maybe keep it in your garage. So if you need to do a job real quick and you need both of your hands, these are perfect to slap on your grate, get the job done, throw back in there. And 300 lumens max output for these things. They have multiple modes, so you're not going to run them at 300 lumens at all times. And I don't actually know what these run off of. I'm assuming they come with the batteries or you have to run them off AAAs. But hey, flood mode at 100 lumens. This is something that you're going to be able to just throw on your head and use it for whenever you may need it for an emergency or whatnot. EcoFlow. Okay, listen. EcoFlow is apparently, this is my guess. I don't have any insight, but this is literally my guess. EcoFlow is still having a sale on their fantastic power stations. They have got to be coming out with something new. I've went back and checked their history. They tend to drop new power stations in June or July whenever they drop them. The River 2 Pro series, these series that's right here in the middle of my screen, they dropped in a June date. If they replaced the old River series, these Delta series, they dropped in a July date. So it leads me to believe that something's about to drop because these prices are insane for some of these systems. The EcoFlow River 2, the River 2 Pro is what I use to power this entire desk. The EcoFlow River 2 is what I use to power my live streaming desk, which is right behind me. The EcoFlow River, the Delta 2 is what I use to power my coffee station because it can go up to, it can handle my kettle, which draws tons of wattage from the inverter there. All these are on sale. The one that I would probably jump on to see if you were interested in EcoFlow to begin with would be this EcoFlow River 2. $239 is a clickable coupon. It's going to get it down to $169. I'll just link these up. Just go through, see if any of them that you might like. Try them out. I'm telling you, I've done a review on several of these. I got a couple of their competitors coming up that you might want to check out as well. Specifically, this one. This Allpower's 1152 watt hours or 1800 watts power station is a beast. The comparable unit would be this EcoFlow River Delta 2. So this EcoFlow Delta 2 is the comparable unit to this Allpowers that I'm about to show you. This thing's coming in at $599 on a sale. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. But this Allpowers is $200 off, so it's going to be $469. So they're undercutting their competitor. It has 2 wireless charging pads on the top. It has 4 plugs on the right here, this Delta 2, it has 2 of the actual grounded plugs, and the rest of the plugs on the back of the Delta 2 are not grounded, so they're just the 2 prongs. This has 4 of the grounded plugs on the inverter. It has 2 USB-Cs, 2 USB-As. It has the DC output. As I mentioned, it has the wireless charging on the top. I've been enjoying this thing so far. I have ran my espresso machine, my kettle, my laser, my 3D printer, and my entire workstation off this at the same time to see if I can trip it. I still haven't tripped it. So I'm liking it. I'm going to probably do a review on this thing, but I just saw that it had a fantastic price on it. Let me see if this deal is still available, actually. So, okay, yes. So you click this coupon, it gets it $400 off. So it's going to be $4.99 instead of $4.69. So it's no longer getting it for $4.69, but for $4.99, I think the price is right, especially when they are competing with their competitor of the EcoFlow. The only complaint I have right now is the app. And as long as they can get that app together, I think it will be really, really good to go. Here is my countertop reverse osmosis water filter. I didn't think I needed something like this. I had no clue I needed something like this. Normally $288, or excuse me, normally $369. It's down to $288. No one pays $369. It does normally hover around $320. So that's a 22% off a list price, but there's a clickable coupon to get you another $40 off. That's going to bring this thing to $248. This holds 2 gallons of water, and the thing I like about this is I leave this right next to my coffee mess, and I can run tap water through this thing and get it down to the proper amount of minerals. It tastes really good. No installation required. You just pop the filters out. The filters can handle up to 418 gallons of water. I haven't even got there yet. I've had mine over a year. And the only complaint I have about this, and maybe it's just my motto, but all the measurements are in milliliters. So I know I need 450 milliliters of water to fill it up. Maybe I can change it to ounces. I haven't read the instruction manual, but it does have a lot of ratings. So maybe it's user error, but this is totally worth it, because for me personally, I don't want to have to run back and forth inside the house to use my bigger reverse osmosis machine. I'd keep this right out here in the man cave. Maybe you're in a shed or a garage or a man cave, or maybe it goes in your kitchen. Now does keep the water at room temperature. It doesn't actually provide any temperature change to it. So you're going to have to throw ice or just drink it, whatever the temperature is. But I think this is fantastic, using reverse osmosis and UV. That's why the price is so high, but the water tastes really good. I drink mostly water and black coffee, so I can taste when water tastes like crap. These titanium quick release keychain systems are very handy. You would think to use these primarily on your keys, but imagine you have a big fixed blade knife that you keep in a bag or something like that. You can hook this through the actual sheath of your fixed blade, and now you can grab the entire sheath and fixed blade out of a bag, or you can hook it to a water bottle, whatever. Quick release action allows for you to get it off and on a bag, or maybe the lapel of the shoulder, if it's on your shoulder strap of a backpack or something like that, very quickly. So this is normally $13.98. It's $9.77. 30% off. It does normally sit at its normal list price. If you're a titanium bull, if you like titanium everything, here's your chance to get a titanium quick release keychain. Thank me later, because those things are pretty nice. Okay, I try to always give a little bit something to my bulls that like the lanyards and beads, even though I don't like them. This is a brass EDC bead. It looks like a skull with some horns on there. It actually looks kind of dope. So this thing is normally $11.90. The price normally does stay at $11.90. This thing has dropped down to $5.95. I checked out someone's picture on it. I mean, this guy has it on a Benchmade bailout. For me, it's entirely too big for the bailout, but he likes it. So, if you want something that kind of gives those vibes to it, then go for it. Throw it on here. He obviously uses the mess out of his bailout. His pocket clip needs to be replaced, and his scales are starting to wear down. So he enjoys it. Maybe you will too. That's a 50% savings. Now here we have a Lensatic compass. Now these type of compasses are great for shooting an azimuth. And if you want to learn how to use a map reading even more, get more accurate readings from when you're trying to navigate, doing land navigation, this is the compass to start with. It's normally $19.99. It has dropped down to $15.99. Then there's a clickable coupon to get it 20% off. So that might be something that you might want to check out. Keep it in your survival kits or whatever the case may be. The Gerber MP600. These are the multi-tools I was given when I deployed to Afghanistan, except we had the needle nose version. They have the blunt nose version for on sale for some reason. I don't know why. They're 50% claimed. You might want to jump on it as quick as you can. These things are always over $100. These are the USA made multi-tools. Every single Gerber multi-tool is not USA made, such as the Dual Force are really nice, but they're not USA made. These also include some bits with it, a little Allen key to do some micro adjustments. It has a nice tool set. It looks like it has a crosscut file and a wood file on the other side, serrated blade saws, just anything that you need to get the job done with this. I'm a big fan of this. Replaceable cutters. These are great multi-tools. You can actually whip this open with one hand, so it has one hand action on it. So, and it comes with its own sheath that's labeled made in the USA. So there you go, $89.20, 15% off, normally $105. That is a good savings. The Fantic. Now, I don't recommend that you use these electric screwdrivers on your knives and stuff unless it's just like a super emergency. Maybe you want to keep these on the go. This is normally $79.97. It's down to $55.97. Then there's a clickable coupon to get you an additional 15% off. This is a great price. So if you want to work on this electronics, don't strip your screws, guys. Okay, it's better to do this stuff by hand. But if there's some things that you want to work on, maybe you're tinkering with something, you don't want to spend all day working on it, get yourself a little tool set like this. It recharges with USB Type-C. It has a full tool, all sorts of bits inside. Not as many as the one I showed you earlier, but it does have quite a few. And you're going to be able to work on your small little projects very, very easily. A bench scraper. I love bench scrapers. I love the fact that you can get wood glue off. Imagine that you're working on your knives. You get any goo on top of your bench or whatever like that. You can just take this thing and literally just scrape up your bench. You can sharpen this as well. So we're already into knives. You can sharpen this, keep it sharp, keep it ready to go. You can also use it in a kitchen. Maybe you just got done, chopping, trimming the fat off a bunch of steak. You can just scoop all that trash into the scoop all that fat into the trash. It doesn't have to just be used on a bench. These come in handy. Normally $16.71. It's on 13% off, $14.60. All right, guys. So those are the savings that I have for you this week. If this is your first time stopping by, hit the like button. I would appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button. I like to do these pretty often. Channel members saw this first. If the deals have expired or if they're gone, I apologize. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we can get you some more deals here soon. But anyways, one thing I want to say to the rest of you guys is make sure you hit the subscribe button and join us as well. We will speak soon.